boy! I'd like to let you know about channel memberships. Well, more about channel members actually. I've got a few channel members. There are 4 different tiers. In the first tier, you get to be in the description. You get a link in the description. In the second tier, you get to be in the video. No one's been in the 3rd tier or 4th tier yet, but in the second tier, you get to be in the video in the form of a shout out. I have 2 members in the second tier. One is called Ravinho, the other is called Thomas Footy. Thomas Footy is actually gifted a membership by Ravinho, so Ravinho's actually paid twice for both these memberships. But either way, that is fantastic support. But because they paid for these memberships, they get the privilege of actually being in the video. So you're going to see this video before every upload. I apologize in advance, but it's part of the game. The game is the game. As you can see, Ravinho does not upload, but he's got 20 subscribers. If you want, you can also subscribe, even though I have not. But he is a top guy. And second, Ravinho gifted this to Thomas Footy. Thomas Footy has more subscribers, and he actually has videos. So you can also check out his stuff. I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to know. But if you want to know, Thomas Footy is also here. Ravinho, of course, the top dog as well. They're also in the description through the links. I can't even speak English. Enjoy the video. So, I would like to know. I would just like to know a simple question, okay? I would like to know why the Richmond Tigers have 5 night games in a row. Yes, I know I mentioned this already, but it has to be mentioned again. This was on Saturday night. This was on Saturday night. They got absolutely smashed 2 weeks in a row by approximately 100 points. And then this Saturday night, to be fair, this game is normally on Saturday. This game is normally like a big fixture in the season, so we'll let them off for that one. This is on Saturday night, and that's on Thursday night. 4 Saturday nights in a row and a Thursday night. Only one of these is justified. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. AFL Fiction Makers, you're on the list again. And you know what annoys me even more? They released the fixture times around 16 to 24, right? Have a look at this. Alright? They get another night game, even though they now know that Richmond are bad. They still give them more night games. They got one at 11:10. Meanwhile, my team, Hawthorn, against Geelong, is not a night game. We have 1 night game the entire season, and it was Gold Coast away. How do they get so many? Who are they paying? They're bribing people. How are they getting more fixtures, even after they know that they're not as good? Against Freo as well. Who wants to watch that? Another one. We're playing Collingwood. I'm sorry, but this is a bigger game than this. This is going to be closer than this one. Alright? The world has gone mad. The AFL has gone mad. That's 2 rounds where they get a night game and we don't. This is ridiculous. This is bias. This is toxic bias. And before you mention, oh, they got a lot of fans. They got a lot of members. They're 17th. They're 17th with 1 win. Just because they got members doesn't mean they're going to get every primetime game. They can play on Saturday twilights. What? People can't make it Saturday twilight? Of course they can. Get out of here. Richmond, you just made the list. AFL still thinks it's 2017 or 18. I agree. Epic Indian, I agree. Round 10 tips. Cats by 20. You just made the list. Swans by 14, we'll let you off. Pies by 4. Ooh. He got the exact margin. That's got to be noticed. And for that, I will let you off for your incorrect Giants tip. Lions by 66. Did you forget Freo? I did forget Freo. Freo by 17. Okay, it's not too bad. Bombers by 60. Not too far off. Port Adelaide by 38 and Demons by 49. I'd have to give you one for that, mate. That's twice. But just so you know, because you got the Collingwood game exactly correct, I'll let you off on 1. So you're a little bit safer than you probably should be. Also on the list are Geelong. Imagine losing by that scoreline to Gold Coast. You are a disgrace. Also on the list is Carlton. Bloody awful. You know, losing by that much. You're meant to be contenders here, mates, and you're getting smashed. Even though you were dominated the first quarter, you still lost by that many points. A bit like the prelim final last year against Brisbane. It's just ridiculous. You bloody choked, and you almost choked the previous week against Melbourne as well. Like you had a big lead against Melbourne, you almost lost. You only just won. This time you got bloody smashed. Also on the list is Adelaide for losing to Collingwood. And also on the list is Collingwood for being Collingwood. Also on the list is the Giants for being on a losing streak and losing at home to the Western Bulldogs, who lost to Hawthorn, might I add. On the list also is St Kilda for losing to Fremantle. Richmond for the second time is on the list. We're going to allow North Melbourne just because they're so bad. We'll give them the pity. We'll give them a reprieve. They won't be on the list out of pity, but they can still get on the list later. But we're letting them off. We're letting them off. On the list is my team Hawthorn for choking Nats. Bloody led the whole game, then lost in the last 2 minutes after being 10 points. You know what, Hawthorn, unfortunately, we have to make the list. We had a big lead. I can't remember how big it was, but it was pretty big. And on top of that, it was like 10 points with like 30 seconds left or something like that. So that's unacceptable to lose it like that. So unfortunately, I have to be fair to all teams, including my own. Hawthorn were stupid idiots at the end of the Oval. Big stupid idiots. Also on the list is Melbourne for losing to West Coast. I took it on the chin like a man. Don't like the Hawks, but I can admit they're playing well enough to get a couple of wins. Fair enough. We like a man who admits when he's wrong. Not just men, but we like to be inclusive, but generally, we like people who admit they're wrong. You've got to generalize everything, otherwise people get offended. Otherwise someone will say, oh, but what about women who do something wrong? What about when they admit they're wrongs? I'm just like, I didn't disregard that, mates. I'm referring... Why is my alarm going off? I can't remember what I was saying. You know what? Who cares? You get the point I was making. Oh, this guy's defending that he reckons it's more important you get your tip right than your team winning. If Port Adelaide win a flag, I don't want to see him celebrating because he was sad that Port Adelaide were winning a game against Geelong. So I'm just saying, it's like it's your team winning always matters more than your tip. I don't know what world you're in, mate. Gold Coast versus Geelong. Geelong. You're going to admit you're wrong again, mate, unfortunately. I can't let you off for that one. Got a feeling that the Cats will beat the Suns, but not by a huge margin. Sydney versus Carlton. Sydney. This will be a great game with the Swans winning by 2 goals or less. I'll let you off because you got the winner. Collingwood versus Adelaide. Collingwood. Hoping my boys can get the job done against the Crows, but I'm worried a little bit because of our injuries to key players. Well, you're right to be worried, but you did win. GWS versus the Bulldogs. GWS, the Giants have lost a couple of games now, and the Bulldogs are big rivals for the Giants and expecting them to get the win there. Well, the Bulldogs won the game, mate, not GWS. St Kilda versus Fremantle. Bold prediction here, you'll go draw. I'll have to let you off for that one, even though it's wrong. I don't trust either side here. Understandable. If Fremantle destroy the Saints, then I'll say 3 good things about Hawthorn. Well, it wasn't destruction, but we're gonna count it as destruction. So I'm waiting for the 3 good things, mates. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the 3 good things. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, 17 points is enough. Okay, especially for Freo, who don't score much. Okay, for Freo, who don't score much, 17 points is a high margin. So I expect my 3 good things, mate. Brisbane versus Richmond. Brisbane. Yes, they played well enough against the Crows, so the confidence will be there for the Lions. Essendon versus North Melbourne. Essendon, the Bombers have been really good this season. What they don't have is percentage, so a big win will help their percentage. Port Adelaide versus Hawthorn. Port Adelaide. Sorry, Davidoff. Fair enough. Hawks played well against the Collingwood. Hawks played well against the Collingwood at the end of the Oval and will compete again, but the Power will get the job done. If the Hawks win, I will send a voice message to you singing the Hawks theme song. Damn it, Hawthorn. I had to put Hawthorn on the list again because we were 30 seconds away from Ben Parsons singing the Hawthorn theme song. I can't believe it! I can't believe it! Ridiculous! West Coast versus Melbourne. Melbourne Can't go wrong here, surely. Melbourne, can't go wrong here. Surely. Surely. I think for that you got to sing the West Coast theme song, to be honest. I still think the Eagles are strong at home, but our home, Eagles are strong, our home, but Melbourne to win comfortably here. So I'm going to put you on 2 more times for that prediction, and 1 more time for the spelling, so that's 5 times. The fact that Melbourne lost by 35 points on top of that, and West Coast played well the entire game, it's just, you've taken a big L here, but I know you're a man admits when he's wrong, so I still would like to see you sing the West Coast song, to be honest. I feel like we deserve to hear that.
You just made the list! 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 You just made the list!